And we are back live. This is Joe Calabrese. I'm going to take you until Chris and Tony get back from their break. We have our guys here, Team Lee from Potomac and Team Diorio from Nashua, warming up, getting their slides in. Want to remind you that feel free to chat. Let us know where you're coming from or viewing from. We'd like to hear where our viewers are from. We have about 47 right now, as you can probably see. We've had 2,500 views since yesterday, so I would say this has been pretty successful. All right, and here we are off, and Kim Belf is up first for Team Spartacus. And Diorio has got the hammer. All right, so their goal was to play a center guard. It looks like it's over-curling quite a bit. We saw that before. It's a little bit deep also, but it's at least in the house. And this is the first game that we have had pictures from both teams, so you get to see who is playing on each team. We got Tom Pulowski for Team Diorio, I think is how you say it. Looks like they're going to play a hit, and it's away. Looks like it may not remove the rock from play. It's pretty close. No, it does. It should get it out. Oh, no, it does not get it all the way out. So I would say it was a slight miss, but not bad. Yeah, we're into the second of the first, or the second of the lead stones. Looks like we're playing some sort of freeze on the rock in the house.
Joe's partners have returned here. We hopped up for beverages and food, and the game started.
I can't hear you at all.
You can't hear me at all?
There we go. That's much better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Hey, there we are. All right, so we jumped up to get some drinks, and the game already started. So thanks to Joe for putting in numbers and announcing. And
we have Spartacus versus Spartacus.
Team Lee, but their nickname is Spartacus.
So,
which they didn't hear, so whenever I have this down, they can't hear what
I'm Spartacus.
all right, so what we got for colors here, Joe? We got Spartacus is red, and Diorio is blue. Sorry, we're just playing a little catch up here. So for Diorio, we got looks like they're gonna try and draw around here. I believe that's a blue stone he's holding on to.
Yeah, it sure is. This is Tom Pulowski, who's throwing it. By the way, just for those of you just tuning in, you've got Chris Benway and Tony DeRazio here on your commentating team, with input also by our host Joe Calabrese here at the Rochester Curling Club, the Francis Dykes Memorial.
So they rub the guard. They're sweeping it just a touch farther, and that will be a center guard sitting right about on the line as they rub the longer guard. So now Spartacus is going to try and draw around here on the outturn side.
Looks to be Kim Belf. Kim?
Nope, this should be
Mark Lawrence. I'm sorry. I was late, so that's only the second redstone I've seen thrown. This is Mark Lawrence.
The guard, but it's going to get the... Nope, it's going to sneak on by the shot rock.
Flows right by. Chris Williamson is in the hack.
The good news is both teams decided to eat dinner earlier tonight, and they made it back to the club on time.
Did either team go to Applebee's?
Unfortunately for what we've been now calling the Applebee's rink, their trip to Applebee's did probably cost them the game. So in our last game, unfortunately. So here we are trying to draw around. Weight looks a little high.
Here we will.
Of course, it's curling just like everything else has been curling. Just unbelievable amounts of curl right now. That is going to crash in the guard.
Possibly promote the other blue. No,
it's not
just
going to
open it
promote,
up.
but it's pushing the red rock in there. So the red rock is now biting out there on the 12-foot.
Seemingly so.
Now we're going to play a hit and roll here. Try and tuck in behind the guard.
Mark Lawrence is in the hack now, throwing his second stone.
So he missed his first shot. He lets this one go, but it looks like he flipped it a little bit outside, so it's cutting back.
Flipped it outside, but he was inside the start. So this is pretty good.
So got a little lucky there that he was inside on the line. They are going to get their hit and roll,
Hit
but it's
and
going to
roll away.
spill all the way out. So he did get the rock out. That was the key there.
I can tell you something right away looking at Mark. Mark will not leave a hit short. I can tell you that. He is coming out firing early.
En fuego.
All right, so Chris Williamson, here's his second shot.
Senor Williamson.
Unfortunately, missed his first, or no, yeah. He missed his first shot, unfortunately. They were calling for a draw around all them guards, but he was really
awfully
really
narrow.
narrow. They're sweeping it. They're trying to play a tap now.
Looks like Mark Lawrence is trying to give Mr. Williamson a little.
They come off of it, though. They're going to draw right in behind their guard.
Looks like that is exactly what happened.
And it's deep.
It's a little deep.
Is it going to stick around? And it does stick around.
Barely. It might actually be shot. Tough to tell from here.
Team Spartacus is from the Potomac Curling Club down in the Washington, D.C. area. And Team Diorio is from Nashua, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, great place to visit.
I've been there several times, actually.
As have I, so.
I am not convinced this is Chris. You gotta watch it.
So now we've got Steven Enochson, vice skip,
And Capitals fan, apparently.
trying to draw around.
Capitals, who won the Stanley Cup over our Buffalo Sabres a few years back.
Trying to draw around, but real light. Comes up just across the hog line. So unfortunately, that doesn't quite get where they wanted it to. Now Mike Ward steps into the hat, going to play a hit here. Hit and roll would be ideal, but I think they're just going to try and get rid of it.
Mike has a hat with a tassel that I think you'll see in a moment as he comes into view.
Tony's very fashion forward.
For those just tuning in, I am wearing a pair of purple paisley pants, the loudmouth Paisleytines.
Sleepers are on this. It is coming back. They're going to get a roll. The question is how far? Whoa, that's cutting back. They're not going to get it at all.
I don't think they got a roll at all. I
So
think
they got a roll. It was just they didn't hit anything to get that roll.
So Chris, you have a game tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning, correct?
7 a.m. against Aldrich from Utica, from what I've heard.
I'd like
It's going to be an early morning.
I heard the earlier broadcast they had some of the gambling line on. I think maybe I might put a few dollars on Aldrich at this point.
I wouldn't sleep anyway, I'll admit it. So we're going to just stay here for the duration.
All right, we've got another takeout coming from Steven Enochson. It's hanging out there. This is not curling much.
That
They're going to
isn't-
hit the center guard instead of the one they were trying to hit.
So that one didn't curl much at all. Everything else been curling an incredible amount, and that one kind of hung out there.
No, it just states it's regulatory card.
All right, so Mike Ward back in the hack here. Looks like they're calling for the same takeout on the right-hand side. They're trying to just eliminate that red rock out there. Because they'll set one way in the back of the house. This one looks to be online. Of course, the last one they threw down here curled quite a bit. It did give him a little more ice. This one's coming back. It's coming back just like the last one. That one may have picked. We
Once
may
again,
have seen a pick on that one.
think that one picked. That one did sort of a strange S curve.
He did hit the rock, though. So we got to give him a little credit. He touched the rock.
These teams seem to be awfully friendly on the ice tonight, so very lighthearted game. This is how curling goes some nights.
It is late in the evening.
Perhaps a few cocktails have been consumed by the teams.
I'm sure there's been more than one. There's been plenty in the broadcast booth.
Perhaps they went to Applebee's.
Perhaps they did. There appears to be, and you can't see it on camera, but there is at least one flask on ice.
At least one.
At
Only
least
one.
one. I'm a little disappointed to only see one, but
All right, so we're calling for, what are we calling here?
Jeff Lee, no relation to recently retired Senator Congressman Chris Lee, presumably. Skip of Team Spartacus.
So they're just drawn behind the guard over there.
I think they're going to nick the guard.
They nick the
yeah,
guard.
but they
kick
got a
back
nice
the other
roll.
direction. They're still sweeping it. They may actually get it a little covered up here.
It looks
Not much. It's wide open down there, right in the forefoot.
looks like about half the stone
And yes,
from the
we're
hack.
trying to check the chat. However, we only have one extra laptop over here, so Joe's trying to put stats in. So we're trying to flip back and forth between punching the stats in so you guys have those and checking the chat at the same time. If there's anybody out there from Rochester that wants to donate another laptop to the broadcast booth, that would be awesome.
Huh.
All right, so it looks like we're going to draw onto the red rock that's in there.
Dean Diorio is going to do this, and Dean looks to be a Bruins fan. Joe, do we have any information on either one of these teams?
I do have some information on these teams. Let me pull it up. It might take me a second.
No worries.
So it looks like that's on the guard too, so that curled a little more than they expected to. It did, however, open up the front so they can get at the shot rock with their hammer shot. So I think the shot here is definitely going to be a guard. With the amount of curl that's out there, though, it may be tough to get this right in the right spot.
Okay, let me fill you in on Dean Diorio's team. Dean is a fifth-year curler, originally from Montreal. He found out about curling when he was hooked out. He hooked his golf ball out of bounds on the number 13th hole at the Nashua Country Club, only to find it resting up against the curling rink. I realize now that I have the lead in second